Welcome back. The race for U.S. Senate here in Ohio is neck and neck. According to the latest polls, we're just now 3 weeks away from the midterms. And what will the candidates mention when they take the stage here tonight for an exclusive debate, the final debate between the candidates at 7 p.m. here on 21 WFMJ? I'm joined now by Youngstown State University political science professor Paul Sarasic. Paul, thank you for joining us. I'm wondering, what issues do you think these candidates are really going to try to focus on and nail down on tonight?
Well, certainly, from the Vance side, I think he's going to talk about the economy and inflation. All the polls show that that's the major issue that voters are looking at this year, and of course, blaming the Biden administration for this. I think for Congressman Ryan, you're going to hear him talk a little bit about, for example, abortion, the Dobbs decision, very controversial decision by the Supreme Court, and something that I think the Democrats think can pull off, particularly suburban women voters. In this race. I think you'll hear those two issues being talked about because they both put the other candidate in a difficult position.
Do you believe this will be a battle of the bases when we get to Election Day, or do you think that this is a battle over independent voters and women, like you mentioned? What do you think will happen on Election Day, in your opinion?
Well, I think the base is going to show up on both sides, but then you have various, I think, degrees of those voters in the middle that aren't really, committed to one side or the other. And, what issue is going to drive them out to show up? Is it going to be the economy? Is it going to be inflation? Is it going to be immigration? Is it going to be abortion? All these issues. And, both candidates do have some divisions on that. Now, in some ways, it's a little bit easier for Vance, I think, because he isn't really running away from his party. He's distinguishing from Trump. You can hear that when you talk about, the results of the 2020 election, and he doesn't talk about it the same way that Donald Trump does. But he's certainly not running against Trump. He's sort of trying to run a little bit closer and make sure he keeps that link, I think, to Trump, who, he owes a lot to for his endorsement. Ryan, on the other hand, is running away from Biden a little bit. And he has to because Biden's popularity is dropping, is fairly low. And again, this is a midterm election. And in midterm elections, party in power, the Democrats in this case, always suffer.
And real quick, what will you watch for from each of them tonight?
Well, I think what you're really watching for are the sound bites, right? What we take away. We all know this debate is taking place during, a baseball game. People are distracted. They're not necessarily watching the debate. They're going to watch what people say about the debate afterwards. And those sound bites that come out, those gotcha moments, that's what people are going to probably see from this debate, and that, if anything, is going to influence the race.
Yeah, the one-liners, those zingers. I know we caught our attention last time. Appreciate it. Thank you for joining us.